So this is why I quit college, part two. So I was talking about, like, if you compare some kids, right? So let's just take you. Let's say you have, for instance, to me, I think a kid should be like probably 14. If a 14-year-old can make $1 million a month online, I was just putting together, like, what would be the lowest age I think somebody could make $1 million a month, and I said 14. Like, a smart 14-year-old kid can be trained to make a million online. So I was thinking, like, what if you took 5 kids, right? Let's say you took 10 kids. So you took 10 kids and you split them in fives. So you got two groups of five, and you say, okay, this kid's gonna learn English. So you got team A. No, let's just say, you got team A, you got team B. So team A is like the typical school students. Like, they learning English, multiplication, division, what else they teach in schools? History, and I don't fucking know what they teach now. LGBTQ history, like some stupid shit. I don't know. Let's just say, I don't know. Let's say they're learning, what the fuck do they teach in science? So that, yeah. So you got science addition. No, you got science, math. Let's just say math, history student. Then you got a multiplication student, and then you got a history student. That's team A. So team B, right? So team B is, you got a Google AdWords kid, you got a Facebook ads kid, you got a design team, a web design kid, and then you got a let's see. You got a sales kid, right? And then you got just say a manager. So you got the manager, right? The manager is like the generalist. He knows how to manage all of that. So, okay, so the manager, right? So you put both of those teams versus each other, and you school them for like a year, right? And you see the results, right? And you go by the results. Let's say they go to school for a whole year and they work together as a team, and they work together as a team. So you got team A, multiplication, division, history, science, whatever. Then you got team B, Google Ads, Facebook, web design, a manager, and then a sales kid. He learned how to sell. Now, team A, at the end of that 1 year, they know history, so they know Thomas Jefferson, George Washington. They know, I don't know, slavery. They know, yeah, that. And then they know Christopher Columbus, William Shakespeare. Yeah, and they know that. So they know 2 times 5, 10 times 100, 1,000 times 100. Right? They know 1,000 plus 1,000. They know that. And then what else? Science. So they know frogs are green. They know it's a grasshopper. They know, like, I don't know, fucking the dodo bird is extinct, right? You know what I'm saying? So now you got the other group of kids, Team B, right? So after a year, right? So we got one kid, he knows how to produce a profit on Google Ads. So he knows how to make you money. He knows how to take in $1 million, right? Because he knows multiplication, because he knows additional subtraction, multiplication, and division, because he learned Google AdWords. He didn't have to learn it separately. He learned it through practice of making people money through AdWords. So now he knows CPA, CPV, CPC, CTR. He knows how to run an ad and be like, oh, you got this many clicks and it costs you $5, but you should switch to this keyword, take this keyword, remove the negative keyword. So instead of doing red ping pong tables, remove red and put in just ping pong table. So now your cost per click went up, but your click through rate rise, and you should move to California and Florida on your campaign. Now it's making better money. So he learned all of that. Him and the Facebook guy learned that through AdWords, right? So now you got two kids who know how to do that. Now you got a web designer who's like, okay, let's design that website so it looks good. All the product photos are similar to the advertisements, so they're synonymous. So when somebody click it, they go to the website, it looks the same. They click through the photos, and since the web design guy is a copywriter too, because he learned how to write, the manager kid is like, yeah, that looks good. I like it. Right? So now they just built a store that can make you money. That team B. Right? And who else we said? So the manager, and then you had Facebook guy, you had a Google ad, had a web design guy. So which team would you take? And then you had a sales guy. So now, since you have a sales kid, the kid knows how to sell the products that the design guy created, because he can design. So he designed the products. He designed the website. The Google ads, he designed the advertisements, and he sent the advertisements to the Facebook guy and the Google guy, so everything lines up and is beautiful, and they can run the advertisements, and so people can buy. And now the whole world is like, oh yeah, I like those, and they're buying. And the manager is like, yeah, the bank accounts line up, right? The bank accounts line up. So let's just say the kids, they use the teacher's bank account because the teacher trusts them so much. It's like, oh, my students are going to make me rich. Here, take this. Let's test with this. Let's test with my money, little kids, little students. So the teacher gives the students the money, and he's like, oh, they made me $80K. And the manager's like, yeah, we made you $80K. It's like, oh, but the other team A just knows Thomas Jefferson and blah, blah. And they looking, and the kids are like, oh, we just Googled that. We already know it. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the difference. And that's doable. That's highly doable, what I just said. That's not something unbelievable. With the right teacher, that's something that could be done in a year. In a year, like it don't take that long to learn it. Like, yeah, it might take them long to get good, but they're only 14 though. They're only 14. Like, just imagine when they're 20 or 21, they be blowing everybody out the water. Like, everybody else is going to like frat parties and stupid shit. And they just sitting there on a computer making like $2-3 million a month for companies. And that don't even include their own company. That's what I mean by like college can be detrimental. And these kids are building mastery. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's a mastery scenario, because 10,000 hours is how you learn fast. You to master something takes 10,000 hours. So if you're taking the kids and they're learning Christopher Columbus and all this dumb shit, you just taking away the hours that could be used till they master it. You know what I'm saying? And then if you teach them health or what, like health, that's another thing. Like health, that's important. So you make sure everybody's healthy. They understand like all that. But then you have like PE. That's what, like, physical education and all that shit comes into play, like gym class and all. But I don't even think they have that shit in college. They just have a place where you can go and work out or whatever, which is good too. But this is what I'm saying. Like, if I was to build a e-com university, like if I started some shit called e-commerce university, and I just built a lot of students that's going to make money, like a lot of money. I'm saying, I'm just comparing that to like my college experience, because I remember like going into college, watching Ty Lopez videos. This was like, I think I was like 25 or some shit. I don't remember. I remember going in my college and watching Ty Lopez videos in the cafeteria. And I was like, you know what? I'm like, people calling this a scam. And I'm looking around me. I'm like, The scam is right here where the fuck I'm at, in this fucking college building. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, this looks like the scam to me. I'm like, damn, bro, like I can log into Gmail in my phone, and I just paid you to come to here. You give me some papers and you send it to my Gmail, then I have to print it and sign it. And I'm like, it's like, bro, like, no. Like, I'm not doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I believe. Like, even a lot of online courses are better than some teachers. But that's just what I'm saying. Like, if I was to go to college, which I would never do, I would learn something. I would learn like a skill that's gonna make me at least 100K. Like, at least. That's what I would do. At least 100K. But look at what 100K is right now. And you have to be stable too in this world with inflation. So you got inflation now. You got the housing market is shit in the U.S. So the only place with good jobs is the U.S. So you're working in a place that's the housing market is going down and the rent is going up. So the 100K is like, what is that? It's something. It's something. But I'm just saying, like, it seems like entrepreneurship is like, it's a necessity. It's not, I don't even think it's an option anymore. At least to have something that you're doing, you have to be doing something else. You know what I'm saying? You're comparing that to some people who's making $1 million a year. I mean, a month, right? I feel like you're better off just shooting for that. It's doable, and it's not something that's like not doable if you learn it. It's highly doable.